sorry about that. Now I have to find you. Okay, here we go. I think I can find you now. I don't know. That was so weird. I found the comment section. Okay, great. Comments. There you guys are. Thank you for coming over here. I'm going to close out of this other one. I am on another live chat, just letting you guys know. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll go back and edit the title for this. I don't even know where we were, but I'm so sorry about that. Hopefully you guys see me. Can you guys see me? Okay. I don't even know what we were talking about. We've been having storms here, so I don't know if that did that or what, but that was really weird. But let's get back to this topic of this week's episode. And again, if you're having trouble seeing me, you might need to refresh your browser, or there may be other weird things going on. So I see that Marissa is talking about Emily's eggs, and that was one part of this episode that really bothered me. But you know, I kind of always thought that it was going to come back into play because they really made such a big deal about it whenever that was. Was that like a year ago? And so I figured that they would wrap it back around and that she would be pregnant with Emily's eggs. Now, I'm just kind of wondering at this point, who is the father? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be Rollins. I mean, if AD is a dude, then it could be his baby, right? Have you guys thought about that? But it's really annoying. You know, the whole thing is really far-fetched and silly to me. But the rest of the episode I really enjoyed, especially the Aria parts, as I mentioned in the video that I did earlier today. I think Furkan asked me what I thought about Sydney's reveal. Like, I feel like Sydney is not that big of a deal on the show, but she is someone who's been with the show for a while. So it's, you know, if they had made like Addison, this person in her role, like working for AD, that would have made me really mad. But Sydney, we've known for a while, so I'm kind of okay with it. But at the same time, she's kind of someone I don't really care about. I'm glad they didn't make her actually AD, so we know she's just working for AD. But I love the idea of an AD team. And who I think is on the team is Mona, Lucas, definitely, Jenna, Sydney, and Paige. And I feel like it's those people who maybe were bullied in high school. They weren't like the popular kids. They felt like other people maybe felt like they were better than them, and they feel like now they want to get their revenge. That's kind of what I'm getting for that. But I'm not really sure who I feel is AD at this point, because a lot of the things that the cast members have said really concerns me, because they say things like you kind of know this person, but you don't know this person. And that still worries me that they will go with someone's evil twin. I'm wondering with this whole storyline with Aria, like, are they going to have an evil twin for her? Because I think with what was mentioned in this week's episode, definitely we have something coming true that I think I've done a theory video on, and a lot of other people have, that Aria probably was a patient at Radley. Remember, Eddie Lamb recognized her. It's all coming together now, which that makes me kind of happy, because that shows that some things are connected in this show if they go there. I'm going to go read some of your comments because I'm just talking away. Elise says you loved Aria's reaction to Sydney revealing herself. You don't even know me. Julian says, imagine that Peter is the baby's father. That's really disgusting. And can someone remind me how to slow down these comments? Is that something I can do right now? Because they're, you know, going really fast. And every time I say this, people remind me after we're done. They're like, you could slow down the comments. But I'm looking here at the different tools I have, and I don't see that. Kelly's wondering if Allison, since Allison was so horrible to Lucas, what if he fertilized the egg? Totally could be. And I mean, totally could be. I can't figure out how to slow these down. I'm sorry. So I'll read as many as I can get to. But yes, you just need to refresh if you're not seeing me. I think it's working for most people now. Lane says that Lucy said that Aria ends up being good at the end. Right. I definitely saw that interview, and she said she's going to be dark for a while, so I don't know. Janice thinks that Mary is dead and Jessica is the one who's alive. That's really interesting. Never thought about that, but that definitely could be. Fergus says, why does AD offer only Aria his or her help? Why not the others? Maybe AD is her twin and wants to help her. So that's a really good thought, because I still feel like, as much as I don't want them to, I feel like they will go with some kind of evil twin, just based on what the cast said about the reveal of AD. Thank you, Jerry, so much for being here. Hope you're enjoying this. Dahir is wondering if Sydney knows AD. So that's a tricky question. Does Sydney really know AD, or is she working for someone in a black hoodie who has a, you know, fake voice or whatever? She's never maybe seen the face. Like when Aria was going to pull down the privacy window, I was like yelling for her to do it, because, you know, I wanted to see who is in the front of the car. Of course, they're not going to go there because, you know, we're not on the last episode yet, but I was just really hoping for that. Nishan says, were you the only one upset about Allison being impregnated? Yeah, no, I mentioned that I think before we got disrupted, but that really was the part of the show that this episode that really bugged me. I was never down with that and not cool with it. Ralph says, no way AD or anyone would be able to get those eggs. They would be secured and monitored, which obviously I think is another point with this show, that it's dream logic or whatever. And in the real world, like a lot of this stuff would never happen. Like someone dating their teacher forever and nothing happening to the teacher. And so many other things, like Cece being a technology wizard and having that crazy lair. Just a lot of this stuff would never happen in real life. And I think the people behind the show are totally fine with that. So as much as it's annoyed me through the years, I think we have to just accept that a lot of this stuff would never happen. And especially when they tried to go with Rosewood and have that supernatural aspect of the show, I feel like they just kind of want anything to go and they don't care if everything makes sense. Birkin doesn't think that Sydney knows AD. You think no one knows who AD really is. And I think that's probably what's going on here. They think they're working for someone and they're not sure who it is. But personally, I'm not sure who it is. The only thing I keep thinking is it's someone's evil twin, just based on everything the cast has said about the reveal. Again, I don't want that to happen, but I don't know. Elliot says you hope Arya joins the AD team, but not for information, because that's happened twice. Absolutely. I would like that, but again, Lucy did say like everything's going to work out for her at the end of the show. So I'm kind of thinking, even if she does join for the wrong reasons, then she's going to get out of it somehow. And I feel like everything's going to be okay for her. So I don't know. Yes, I am AD. I've been AD all this time. That's why I make those videos, like kind of making fun of Marlene, because I'm trying to trick you guys. So am I telling the truth now? I don't know. Victoria says Sydney is 200% not AD, but I think she was forced into doing what she did. That's another way to look at it. Is she being blackmailed into doing these things, or is she really in the mindset of she's on a winner's team and the liars are on a loser's team, which sounds really silly coming from people who are 30 or whatever. I mean, they're supposed to be older at this point. So to be like, oh, we're the winners and you're the losers, and it's just stupid. But again, this show doesn't make sense a lot of the time. T. Parker says Ian Harding said that we know AD and they aren't random, but we could still know AD because we know this person and we have been, you know, we've seen their twin, we just didn't realize it, which is so lame because that's exactly what they've done with the Mary and Jessica storyline, because I'm sure we've seen Mary and thought she was, we've seen Mary and thought she was Jessica. Janice thinks Lucas is Charles. I think that's a really good possibility, except are they giving that away too soon? I mean, with the fact that he was Charles's friend and everything, they mentioned that in this episode when we have a few episodes to go, so I don't know. But that I really felt like that was the biggest reveal from this episode. As far as who killed Mrs. D, I felt like that was just kind of whatever. No one can hear me? Oh wait, I think I'm back. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, I mean, so Sydney was saying that she is the one who developed this game board. Now, I do not believe that. I think Lucas is the only, well, Lucas or Caleb, but I really think it's Lucas, because doesn't he have like a game company? So I think he did that. I don't know if he wants her to lie or if she just felt like she should to protect him, or if she even knows he's involved. I don't know. But Julian thinks that AD has to either be Paige, Lucas, or Melissa. I definitely think Melissa could be involved, but we just haven't seen her for forever. But it doesn't matter because, oh my God, whoever thought we would see Pastor Ted again? And how weird that he shows up and is like a major player in this story. That was really weird. And it's just like, how many people has Mary slept with? That she has all these different kids with these different people. What's going on? Does she have more kids? It's exhausting. David thinks they've made it pretty obvious that Lucas and Jenna are part of the A team. Definitely 100%. And what about Ren? Ask Elliot. I think I would love for him to be a factor, but I think the fact that they brought back Pastor Ted, like I was saying, is a sign that anyone could be brought back and be relevant again. Even Eddie Lamb. You know, I'm just kind of joking with that. That's like my joke with the show because they never said what happened to him, but maybe he'll pop back up. You know, who knows? Landon says, thoughts on what could be in Arya's file? What would put Ezra in jail? I think those are kind of two different thoughts here. And I think that Ezra definitely deserved to go to jail for basically being a sex offender because he was dating a minor. Not only that, he was dating a student. And in real life, you definitely would go to jail for that. But I think what's in her file is that she spent time in Radley and that she may have done some stuff that she might not remember or doesn't, you know, that I'm hoping that they will get into that would make him like not trust her or think she's not trustworthy or not want to be with her. I don't know. I feel like it has to be some pretty bad stuff because she did kill someone, right? So I don't understand, like, if Lucas is on the AD team, like, he seems so nice to Hannah. Like, is that all fake? Because he did take over that fashion meeting for her. And if he is on the AD team, like, what did he say in that meeting? Like, I feel like he made things worse for her or something. Courtney says, not to mention he was stalking underage girls for 3 years. Yeah. So, I mean, I think everything that he has in his past to jail, he didn't. He probably won't now. I don't think there's anything they can do like retroactively, but Dre's confession says, remember when there was a big meeting a few seasons back, Paige said that she was there to spy for Emily. I remember that. You think all those people are on the AD team. I totally remember that. Yes. Deja says he dated 2 minors, actually. Right, because he hooked up with Allison and Arya. So in the real world, we would say that this guy has an issue. He is, you know, basically stalking younger girls and even a student. So Fergan thinks that Lucas cares for Hannah, but he doesn't like Allison and the other girls. Like, I know. I want to think that that's genuine. Like, I feel like he really is a friend. And a lot of times I thought he had a big crush on Hannah, but maybe that's kind of the issue. Like, maybe he has a crush on her and has always wanted to be with her, but knows he can never have her. She's always with someone else. And maybe that makes him angry. Like, he really does like her, but he's like, you know, she's never going to go for me. She always has this, she has this fiance and now she's got Caleb again. You know, maybe he's like, I'm going to have to get my revenge here. Yeah, the Ezra Arya storyline, as Jaleesa is saying, she's over it. And it's just like every single week, there's like more stuff that makes you wonder why Arya is still with Ezra, like every single week. And it. Okay, hopefully I'm coming back. I think I'm coming. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. I'm out of focus for myself, but I'm back. Sammy thinks that Bethany and Ren are siblings and their dad is Scott Montgomery, Byron's brother. So that's the other thing. What is going on with Bethany? Will we get that answered? I can only hope. Who knows? It's kind of all over the place, but I mean, I felt really hopeful with this episode, and I read some of your guys' comments, and most people liked it, but then there were some who were just like feeling like we were just kind of being strung along with useless clues, and that's going to be like really disappointing to me if all of the stuff that was kind of revealed and talked about in this week's episode was just red herrings, because we've been fed a lot of red herrings throughout the years, and it's like at this point, we really don't need more of that. Birkin is asking what do I think about the Paley kiss. Well, I really cannot trust Paige, and I don't know. I kind of feel like she is, I think she's kind of playing with Emily, and definitely if she's on the AD team, I think this is just all part of her master plan. And I think she actually does. I think she's kind of in the situation that Lucas is in. Like, she cares. I'm gonna move my chair up a little bit, or try to. She cares about Emily, like she really does, but she knows Emily doesn't. She always picks Allison, so she's angry, you know, so she wants revenge. I mean, if you look at these people that I have mentioned who are on the AD team, they all have like a reason to be angry, to seek revenge, to be mad at some of the girls. And maybe all of the people on the team aren't mad at every single girl, but maybe they take turns like tormenting whoever they are after. Like, I could see Paige being the one that does stuff to, I just had a thought actually. I could see Paige being the one who does stuff to Allison. So basically, Paige figured out that Allison was pregnant from that abortion pamphlet. And then like the stuff happened with her having to do the registry, right? Or do you think that AD or whoever knew about that before that scene? I don't know. But I felt like it was that kind of made me really mad with Paige, like digging through, you know, like she could read what that pamphlet said from the bag. She didn't have to pull it out. And that was just like, you don't do that. Like, even if you hate the person, I just felt like, wow, that is a huge invasion of privacy to reach in there, pull that out, find out like when her appointment was and everything. I was like, oh my God, I can't even believe she did that. Like, when she saw it, she could see what was up. She knew right away, like, okay, she's pregnant and she's going to have an abortion. Like, she didn't need to open it, you know, and take the chances of getting caught. Nature Isle Lover says, could I imagine being lost for however long and the only thing keeping you alive is seeing your boyfriend and coming back to hear he's engaged? So yeah, I get that. Like, I get Nicole's point. That's devastating. Like, I've never been angry with Nicole because it's not her fault. She's been through a lot. But I think it's wrong of Ezra because he has not been upfront with her. And I understand, like, whatever he says, like, the therapist doesn't want her to get that traumatic, or didn't want her to get that traumatic news after everything she had been through. But I really think that she needed to know before finding out, like seeing a wedding dress in a closet and all of that stuff. Ralph says Mary had all these kids at 9 months a kid and no one noticed her pregnant. Well, I thought she was in Radley like for most of this time, but apparently either she had people coming to visit her or what, but she kept getting pregnant. I don't know. Stuff doesn't really add up there. Hi, Kelly. I love how you spell your name. Thank you for being here. Peter is definitely super shady. And somebody commented on my video today saying they don't even believe that he was telling the truth about who killed Jessica. So maybe that's true. You know, I just can't trust him at all. Spooky is asking, who do I think killed Charlotte? You think it's Mona or Aria? I kind of think it's Lucas, but it would be interesting if it was Aria and she didn't know she did it, or it could also be someone's evil twin or something like that, even though I don't like that. Yeah, Mary was in Radley, so I don't know how she kept getting pregnant and then having these, I mean, I don't know. Daniela says Ezra hasn't apologized once. He left his fiance for some person in his past. So it's a really mixed up situation, but I think that he's the blame. He's to blame, not Nicole. William thinks that Peter was the one who killed. I think that could definitely be true, that Peter killed Jessica. Flip Flops says you think Lucas is AD, but maybe Mike could be since he has a soft spot for Aria, dated A, and had a crush on Hannah. Well, now that's really digging up the past if they bring Mike back. Does anyone know if that guy's coming back? Like, that's really digging up some past people. But like I said, digging up Pastor Ted was really, I don't even know what to think about that. That was just really out there. Like, who could, I mean, I don't think anyone ever predicted that or could ever predict that he was Charles/Charlotte's dad. Have you ever seen any like theory video that predicted that? That was just way out there for me. Ralph is saying getting married does not cancel out sex with a minor. You will still go to jail. So I mean, maybe it's retroactive. I don't know, because I don't know how many years have passed since he was hooking up with her when she was, you know, under 18, and what goes on in their state, which is Pennsylvania, about the statute of limitations and whatever. I don't know, but it's still wrong. And I don't think he is going to jail. And I don't think anything's going to happen with that because it just isn't. But I think that, I think that's what AD or whoever was referring to. I don't know. Emma says, you think Bethany is one of the girls' twins? I mean, could be. I'm kind of exhausted with the Bethany storyline because just tell us who she is, you know? I don't know. Jerry thought Pastor Ted was going to be Charles. Well, Charles couldn't be that old, though. Pastor Ted's like way up there. He's way up there in the years. NMP is afraid Charlotte is alive. Well, we know this show loves to kill people only to have them alive, which is really annoying to me. Like, doing it once is annoying, but doing it more than once is just stupid. So if she's still alive, then that's just so dumb, but I don't know. Daniela doesn't think Lucas killed Cece because he's on the team looking for the killer. It's justice for Cece. I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe so. I mean, like I said, when I see him interact with Hannah, I feel like he genuinely cares for her, but then I can totally see his motive because he always liked her. She's never going to hook up with him. She always picks somebody else. And that would make me, you know, if your mind is not right, that would make you be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll join this team because I don't like her. She's never going to be with me. She doesn't think I'm good enough for her. Whatever. I see his point of view. I see Paige being in that same situation. I see why she would want to be on the team. I see why Jenna would want to be on the team. But when Arias asks Sydney, why is she doing this? I don't know. Why is Sydney doing this? Is there something more with her? Is she one of Mary's kids? What's her deal? Because I don't know her motivation. Ralph says too much musical chairs with which parent is a parent to certain kids. Why didn't this come out seasons? I don't know. Why didn't it come out seasons ago? I don't know. You're right. And I mean, why is Ted being revealed as Charles's dad? What is the relevance with that? Is there more to this? Or is it just like, hey, we wanted to bring him back, or this guy needed a paycheck? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I've seen that guy on something before, like Seventh Heaven or something. I don't know. Anyway, where has Mona been as Julian? You know, I think she's definitely involved in shady. She's always been shady. I don't know. She's been around. She was, what, 2 weeks ago she was on? So I think she's always like lurking in the shadows. Ali Babine? I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry. Thinks Lucas has always been so infatuated with Hannah because she reminds him of Charlotte. Well, that's interesting. And I don't know if he had a thing for Charlotte once she transitioned. Maybe there was something to that. I have no idea. I haven't seen the promo, so I've got to watch that because it wasn't, I think I was trying to tell you guys this when I got cut off, but I downloaded it from iTunes and it doesn't give me like the little snippet promo that I usually get when I watch it live. So I think someone was saying, because it's gone by now, that Ren was maybe in next week's episode. I don't know. Jacques says, you think Mona will help the girls with the game? Maybe, or maybe she'll pretend to and she'll just be there to stab them in the back. Jonathan doesn't understand why every mystery on the show has to do with Mary's children, and yet we didn't meet her until last season. Or why is it that every mystery on the show has to do with the De Laurentiis family? That's exhausting as well. CW, yes, I had a really great vacation. Thank you so much for asking. I'm kind of exhausted from traveling that far, but it was worth it. I'm not complaining, but I'm just trying to get back into the groove of, you know, regular life now. So, but yes, Sarah says Rin is definitely in the next episode, which makes me so excited. A lot of you are saying that. So that means I need to watch the promo and do like a little reaction video for you. I'll do that tomorrow because I haven't seen it yet. So you'll just get my real, genuine reaction to that, which that's great. I'm glad he's coming back. It's about time. And okay, so next week's episode is the one that's directed by Troyan, which I think will be good because I think she's good. I think she's smart. So that's good. Gosha says Peter said that Mary killed Jessica and buried her in the backyard, but Charlotte said that she found her and buried her. I don't even remember that, but wow. I really feel like he's probably lying. Purple Sunstar has a theory that what if Ezra was responsible for Nicole's disappearance because she found out something about his past or future plans. But then I wonder, like, why is she back, you know, if that's the case? And why is he, like, spending so much time with her? Does he feel guilty if that's the case? I don't know. Marissa says maybe Arya's file shows deep ties into a dark world and she was kidnapped. Yeah, I feel like there's something really big into whatever happened to her, and they've definitely kind of teased us with that file before. So I'm interested to see, I feel like they will reveal it. I'm interested to see what is exactly in there. Oh, I didn't know we have to wait 2 weeks. Really? So it's not on next week? That sucks. This is what I miss when I don't get to see the promo. I don't know why they don't include those on iTunes, you know? Aisha says you don't believe Mr. Hastings when he said Mary killed Jessica, especially coming from him. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. And like a lot of you guys are thinking, he's probably not telling the truth. And it does make a lot of sense that he killed her because she was really stalking him and insane. Well, actually, that was Mary. It's getting confusing here. I mean, wait, did he have a thing with Jessica too? There's too many relationships here, too many. I really love the Dark Arya stuff. That girl, I think that It's interesting. And I'm just hoping that it goes along with what so many people have theorized and kind of hoped for in the past few years. Sammy says there was an A text that said, I buried your mom like I watched her bury you. Peter is, yeah, so I do think that Peter is lying. Spooky saying, how would Cece be in Radley and be at the summer camp with Ted and Lucas? Also, maybe Arya kidnapped Nicole during the 5 years. Well, that's, you know, actually, the Arya being the kidnapper is interesting, but like, wasn't she kidnapped like in another country or something? So I don't know. I do think AD travels a lot, right? I mean, none of this really makes sense, but don't they travel to Europe a lot? So I don't know. But, you know, does AD stand for Allison De Laurentiis? Asks Aiko. Probably. I still feel like they might go with it being Allie's evil twin, and AD is actually Allison, and we've been dealing with Courtney or whatever, like the books. I don't know because I haven't read the books, but that's not what I want to happen. But sometimes I think that AD is just going to be literal, you know. Natural Owl Lover says it was explained why Ezra didn't tell Nicole about Arya, Nicole's therapist. Yeah, and I mentioned that. Nicole's therapist said, you know, don't tell her this after she's already been through so much. But again, the way he's handling everything with Arya especially is just really wrong. So we're going to have to wrap things up here just because I have a 6 p.m. Riverdale chat to talk about the Jason Blossom killer. So if you watch that show, I hope you'll join me there. I'm sorry about the various technical issues. If you're just joining me here, this will be up on my channel in like 5 minutes, so you can go back and please comment and leave your thoughts. And if I missed your comments, I'm really sorry. There are so many. I appreciate that. And I just can't get to everyone. I try to see whatever I see is the one I read. So I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to ignore anyone. But apparently I'm not going to see you guys for PLL next week, which sucks. So it'll be the week after. But I'll still be doing videos. I'm going to do a video about the promo, and then I've got this Riverdale finale, and I'll find other things to do videos on so I won't disappear. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. I had so much fun talking about this episode, which I thought was one of the best of the entire series, and I'm looking forward to the next episode. I think the rest are all going to be really good. So bye, guys. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.